sqadia.com is advancing towards special video series, where we are specifically covering major aspects of pharmacology. Watch out for more subject-related series very soon on sqadia.com.
Let us learn about neurotransmitter pharmacology today. But before that, don't you want to know about neurotransmitters first? Neurotransmitters are often referred to as the body's chemical messengers. They are the molecules used by the nervous system to transmit messages between neurons or from neurons to muscles. Communication between two neurons happens in the synaptic cleft, which is the small gap between the synapses of neurons. Here, electrical signals that have traveled along the axon are briefly converted into chemical ones through the release of neurotransmitters, causing a specific response in the receiving neuron. A neurotransmitter influences a neuron in one of three ways: excitatory, inhibitory, or modulatory. Drugs acting on the central nervous system are used more than any other type of agent. In addition to their therapeutic uses, drugs such as caffeine, alcohol, and nicotine are used socially to provide a sense of well-being. Central drugs often produce dependence with continued use, and many are subject to strict legal controls. The mechanisms by which central drugs produce their therapeutic effects are usually unknown, reflecting our lack of understanding of neurological and psychiatric disease. Knowledge of central transmitter substances is important because virtually all drugs acting on the brain produce their effects by modifying synaptic transmission. The transmitters used in fast point-to-point neural circuits are amino acids that are GABA, aspartate, glycine, and glutamate, except for relatively few cholinergic synapses with nicotinic receptors. Glutamate is the main central excitatory transmitter. It depolarizes neurons by triggering an increase in membrane sodium conductance. Gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, is the main inhibitory transmitter, perhaps being released at 1/3 of all central synapses. It hyperpolarizes neurons by increasing their membrane chloride conductance and stabilizes the resting membrane potential near the chloride equilibrium potential. Glycine is also an inhibitory transmitter, mainly in the spinal cord. In addition to fast point-to-point signaling, the brain possesses more diffuse regulatory systems, which use monoamines as their transmitters. The cell bodies of these branched axons project to many areas of the brain. Transmitter release occurs diffusely from many points along varicose terminal networks of monoaminergic neurons, affecting very large numbers of target cells. These monoamines include epinephrine, norepinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, and acetylcholine. The functions of the central monoaminergic pathways are not fully understood, but they are involved in disorders such as Parkinson's disease, depression, migraine, and schizophrenia. More than 40 peptides have been found in central neurons and nerve terminals. They form another group of diffusely acting regulatory transmitters, but few clinically useful drugs have been found to involve neuropeptides. Other substances that are thought to be central transmitters include nitric oxide, histamine, and anandamide. This was all about the intro. Let us learn about the amino acids, monoamines, and other transmitters in the next section, so stick around.